As someone who spent 3 years working at ESPN, I got pretty familiar with the ins and outs of what went into the ESPN 100 rankings for NBA players. And while it's no secret that most of it is just clickbait designed to get idiots like me talking about it, there is some truth to some things, and there are some fascinating points that can be made from it. I wanted to take some time to do a quick video on my biggest takeaways from the list. I'll start with my biggest observation about the list: Kyrie Irving being ranked 33rd. Now, I get it. He was inactive most of the year. That is a big criteria for the list. And he certainly didn't aid in the team's chemistry. But guys, Kyrie Irving is a top 20 player in the NBA. They had Anthony Davis at number 20. Davis only played 11 more games than Kyrie. And just ask yourself this: if Kyrie Irving was on the Lakers instead of Anthony Davis, would they have made the playoffs? To me, the answer is yes. Not for nothing, they also had Rudy Gobert and Trae Young over him. I can see the argument for Trae Young, but I don't think there's a single NBA GM out there who would rather have Rudy Gobert on their team than Kyrie Irving. I have a few ideas as to why Kyrie wasn't included in the top 20 that maybe don't have so much to do with basketball. But ultimately, from a pure basketball standpoint, I just don't think there are as many guys in this league who can do what Kyrie Irving can do with the basketball. For that reason, 33rd is absolutely absurd. Now, the second big thing, this was actually the biggest issue I had with the rankings, and I thought it was just a little bit disrespectful, if anything. But Steph Curry being anywhere lower than number 2 is absolutely ridiculous. ESPN ranked him as the 5th best player in the NBA, and I truly don't know what else this man has to do to be considered either the best or second best player in the entire NBA. I truly believe that if Steph Curry was 6'7", there wouldn't be any debate that he's the best player in the league. But because he doesn't dunk and isn't big and strong, people refuse to consider him as the best player in the league. However, rings come in all shapes and sizes, and nobody over the past 8 seasons has done as much winning as Stephen Curry. Show me whatever stat you want. It doesn't matter to me. I'll show you the wins. And now, if this season proved anything, it's that Steph Curry has always been the guy. He's always been the reason they won titles. He's always been the reason the team was able to do what they were able to do. And for that, he should be ranked either 1 or 2. Last one, Jimmy Butler. So Jimmy Butler was ranked 17th in the ESPN NBA rankings. Now, you might think to yourself, that's probably about where Jimmy Butler is. Fringe top 15, definitely top 20. 17 seems kind of fair. However, here's the issue I have with it. To me, there's a very clear criteria that you should be using when you're ranking Jimmy Butler. Ask yourself this: where am I ranking Karl Anthony Towns? Because at the very, 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 very minimum, we know one thing is true. Jimmy Butler is a better player than Karl Anthony Towns. And this year's rankings had Karl Anthony Towns ranked 13th. I'm not even that big of a Jimmy Butler fan. I think he can be tough to get along with. I think he has flaws in his game, but to rank him anywhere below Karl Anthony Towns when we objectively can say he's a better player than Karl Anthony Towns is absurd. So overall, I don't see as much tomfoolery in this year's list as I do in years past, but those were definitely the 3 that stood out to me. Plus, at the end of the day, I can call it clickbait all I want, yet here I am discussing it. That said, I hope I at the very least continued to spark a little bit of debate about this list. Let me know in the comments where I messed up and what you guys think I got wrong. After all, you guys are the experts. But if you do think I got something right, be a good friend. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. Until then, be good friends.